At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Yeah, that's the part they left out of the Odyssey. Abdalla, yeah. Bleck Abdalla, that's right. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, live from Chicago until 3 Eastern, hanging out with you here on Westwood One Sports. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Let's start with this. What is going on with the Miami Heat? So the story with LeBron James, he still hasn't decided. Not a surprise. We've all been waiting. Adam Silver's annoyed. He wants to release the NBA schedule. Can't because LeBron won't make up his damn mind on where he wants to play. And yesterday, the Miami Heat published a YouTube live stream link for a possible LeBron James introductory press conference for the 27th by mistake. They say it's by mistake that this was put up there on their YouTube page, and that at one point, someone, by mistake, this was put up there. So what is going on? Because, Abdalla, you need to explain this to me, because outside of actually planning for LeBron to announce that he's going to go to the Miami Heat, I don't see a reason why a team and the production staff for the YouTube page would need to prep something 5 days in advance like that.
I don't see why you would need to prep something 5 days in advance if you were planning a Monday press conference. You could do that Monday morning. You could do it Sunday night.
Setting up a live stream in YouTube takes all of what? 30 seconds?
I set up our live stream every day, and I do it 15 minutes before the show starts.
I mean, it's not something that you need to plan days in advance.
No.
Right? Like, so explain to, like, okay, so there's all these different breadcrumbs out there. LeBron hasn't decided, all this stuff going on. Yeah, we have the stupid LeBron James free agent watch.
Of course. Yeah.
Who is he?
LeBron James.
Will he build another super team?
Gotta start with Superman.
Maybe.
Man, I could have used him on the Cavs.
How many weeks will he stretch this?
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
LeBron Watch 2026 with Bleck and Abdalla.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this form, I'm going to take my talents.
How else am I supposed to look at this story that Miami published a live stream for Monday that says LeBron James introductory press conference, other than not just a mistake, but that he is actually choosing the Miami Heat, and that's where he's going to go?
Well, first of all, speaking of live streams, youtube.com /@ at Bleck and Abdalla show. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Comment, do all that. We got to promote our live stream if we're talking about all the live streams, right?
Yes.
Subscribe. Okay. Do it.
Thank you.
Now. Come on.
Bleck and Abdalla's show is all you have to say. Yeah.
Here's the problem with this. Some poor low-level employee, some summer intern, no longer has a job.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't know, man. Like, you can't. You either blew the biggest story in the NBA that we've all been waiting for the last God only knows how long. The Odyssey, the length of the Odyssey, the real Odyssey, or the movie length, or this is an honest mistake that someone's just, well, I got nothing else to do because we don't have a schedule to put out. We've prepped everything else. We've got we've readied the jersey reveal videos. We've got all the tweets scheduled. I guess I might as well schedule this live stream video. I got to do something at work today.
I don't think that they leave that to some rando intern.
Yeah,
that's not the case.
What, you think Pat Riley's scheduling this?
No, I mean all teams now have full video departments. They're creating their own content.
Okay,
that's what they do.
You think this is a seven-figure job?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you look at like who you just think randomly someone took it upon themselves to be like, you know what? Maybe I need to set something up 5 days in advance in case he decides to come to Miami. Come on now. It's somewhere, somehow, some people in the Miami organization have to know he's choosing the Heat. Why else would you do it? Setting up a YouTube live stream link takes no time at all. It's not something you have to prep in advance.
I can't believe he's picking the Heat. I can't believe it.
Well, we don't know that for sure. I just think if you're looking at the clues, that's what it's suggesting.
He can't pick it now, right? He can't pick it now because that's too obvious now. Now he has to reassess.
No, that's lame.
Really? Is it? Is it lame now because of this? Like, you can't do that? Right now, the odds have shifted. The odds have shifted from the Cleveland Cavaliers being the favorite to now Miami at like minus 200 on DraftKings.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of this. I don't know if people got inside info. I don't know if someone looked at DraftKings, and hopefully they used promo code BNA26 if they did this. Hopefully this Miami Heat intern or low-level employee used that promo code when they were signing up and placed a bunch of money on the Heat if they found this out. No insider trading or anything like that. We don't want that. We don't, Chris. We don't. We want this on the up and up. But if they did, hopefully they used the promo code and turned $5 into $200 in bonus bets.
What are we doing to start what are you doing to start the show? What else do you want to promote? What else do you have on your page over there?
All of our stuff.
What else do you have?
All of our stuff.
I'm sitting here like, what? You're firing off the YouTube page?
All of our stuff, man.
What else do you have to promote?
All of our stuff.
Go ahead. The floor's yours.
If this is the case,
listen, now you're going to give us sports take.
Vegas always knows.
Do we got merch? Do we got Bleck and Abdalla merch yet?
Raj,
congratulations, Miami Heat. You've got LeBron James.
We've hosted this show for 7 months.
Yeah?
And at no point in the last 7 months has Abdalla promoted anything for this show.
That is
and today, in 5 minutes.
That is BS.
He's making sure we get to the YouTube page.
BS.
We gotta sling the World Cup of Soup t-shirts and hats. Like, this is the moment.
No, BS. Raj, every time we've done the World Cup of Soup, I say get to the YouTube page and look at the graphic and subscribe. Every time. Yeah. Every time I mention DraftKings, I say use code BNA26.
Okay.
Shout out.
Of course, shout out. Obviously.
Don't give me that.
What's going on?
Don't come in here with that hate.
I just think you're on one right now.
Don't come in here with that.
What's going on?
I think you're. What else would you like to promote? What else do you have going on there? Let's just get this all out there for everyone.
Nothing. I'm just trying to give people the news of the day.
Oh, yeah, now you're giving the news of the day.
And
sure.
Also let them know that if they go to DraftKings and if they're going to put some money on Miami to sign LeBron at minus 200, use promo code BNA and turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets.
Okay, I'll stop picking on you, Abdalla. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, it's. I'm glad that Raj heard that too, because I was like, hold up. 2 minutes into the show. All right, he's got that down. He got it covered. We go, it's like 3 minutes into the show. Boom, we're hit with another one. You want to promote your Instagram while we're at it?
No, I would just also to know to drive sober or get pulled over, brought to you by NHTSA.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't make a mockery of our great partners here.
I am not making a mockery of them. Speeding kills, brought to you by NHTSA.
So Abdalla, LeBron James.
Yeah, go carry on with your LeBron James thoughts.
Vegas knows, man. Look, Vegas knows. I thought for the longest time, look, if you still believe like I do that he's going to go back to Cleveland, now's your time. Your best odds, plus 225.
Well, and I think that's what's it's funny to me is because, like, I don't think Cleveland made any sense the entire way. To me, like, you look at the different teams. How do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about lifestyle? Cleveland ain't it. No offense. Just accept it. You know that that's not the same as South Beach or Los Angeles. It's just not going to be. You want to talk about basketball fit? It's not the Cavs. It's probably a team that we haven't mentioned in weeks. Denver. To me, that would be the basketball fit.
Yeah.
That would be the best basketball fit. I could even be convinced with Minnesota that could be a great basketball fit. You could maybe, in some aspects, say that the Heat would make a lot of sense as far as basketball fit goes. And then, you look at the whole LeBron James picture. He also wants the attention. Well, South Beach and Miami Heat, they offer that. I don't know if the league would necessarily prefer LeBron in Cleveland over Miami. Like Cleveland, I don't think there's a lot of sizzle there.
I think that
because we've seen that story already. We've seen the remake of the remake. We don't need another LeBron James back to Cleveland. I don't think we're all going to be witness. They're not going to win a title with LeBron James. So I don't think that that's the case.
Listen, you've got like 10 Star Wars movies. You've got like 8 Indiana Jones movies. You've got like 5 Lord of the Rings movies. Avatar is still, there's like 10 Avatars now. They're all 5 hours long. Like, there's always all these sequels being made. Now, they even made a third Godfather that sucked. Okay? They should have stopped at 2. The point is that when LeBron hires a film crew to make this, to document his final season, to go to Miami, to go to South Beach, he's talked about it. It's been documented. Ramona Shelburne wrote an entire article about how when he was hanging out this offseason with his teammates from Cleveland, from his time in Cleveland, that's when he felt the camaraderie. It made sense for him to go back to Cleveland. We've been hearing from Shams and Windhorst. Cleveland has been the leader in the clubhouse this entire time. And now all of a sudden today, Miami, it doesn't make sense that all of a sudden that because some intern or low-level employee put out this on YouTube that all of a sudden it just changed to Miami. Unless this has been his plan this entire time. And just like it was when he made his original decision, however many years ago, that now when nobody thought it was going to be Miami, except for Stephen A. Smith, that it is going to be Miami, which to me doesn't make sense because if you're hiring a film crew, because I understand from your perspective, Cleveland might not make a lot of sense basketball-wise or sizzle-wise or whatever, but if you're hiring a film crew, movie-wise, if this is what he's making it about himself and film-wise,
sure.
Movie-wise, if you're making the movie, returning home...
But he already did that.
I understand that. But in his final season... returning home rather than going to the retirement community is a better movie.
I guess I understand what you're saying, and you can join the show at 310-840-4910. I disagree because I don't think that necessarily is a better story moving forward. Going back to Cleveland once again after already coming back to Cleveland and winning. Because I don't see, all right, you put LeBron James on the Cavs this upcoming season. Are they NBA champions at the end of next year?
I don't think that matters.
I don't think they are. So if you're looking at the best story for him and his ego, which you know exists, don't you think that the story would be winning a championship and then moving to the spot this offseason that would give him the best chance to win a championship?
Miami's not that. Miami's worse at that than Cleveland.
I don't think so. I think Miami is better than Cleveland in that. If you stack LeBron with Giannis and Bam Adebayo, that to me is a better team than the Cavs. And I think the answer for both are neither are going to win the championship. They're like, so I who knows? And it's one of those things like, I saw a graphic last night on SportsCenter. They were showing that this is now the longest he's taken for his decisions. They had a graphic up there. That's how slow sports are, I guess, for SportsCenter. They're not showing wrestling highlights last night. So now they're showing a graphic of how many days it takes.
Slap anybody yesterday?
I don't think so. But now they're showing a graphic. How many days for each decision LeBron has taken. Now it's taken the longest. He's taken his longest decision. People are so concerned. Rich Paul is out there saying that he's not going to be rushed into this decision. Take a listen to Rich Paul from the other day.
We're not going to be rushed. It is his choice to make, and when he makes the choice, he's making it. There's been several people to call and say, hey, Rich, is there anything more we should be doing, we could be doing? And my answer is no. We don't need you to go above and beyond about anything. We understand it. It's clear. If they want to fill their roster spots, we're not saying don't fill your roster spots.
So there's Rich Paul, LeBron's guy, saying don't try and impress us. We're going to make our decision. We will not be rushed.
Go ahead and fill your roster. There's nobody else out there. Who else is left?
DeMar DeRozan.
Okay, one guy. All right.
One guy, yes.
And he's already said, no, I'm waiting.
One guy.
I'm waiting because I'm going to fill whatever roster's left after LeBron decides.
Yeah, he's going to wait.
Like, if you go to Miami, I'm going to go to Cleveland or Philly. If you go to Philly, I'm going to go to Miami or Cleveland. Like, if I'm going to probably end up going to the other place that you don't end up and take that spot. Because there's going to be an empty spot somewhere. Because it's musical chairs at this point. And now we're just waiting for LeBron to hit stop on the music. This is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, of course it's ridiculous. And it's LeBron James. This is what he does. He wants the attention. He's holding up the entire league. They want to release the schedule. They want to set up which primetime dates are going to be where, which networks get what games. He's holding up all of the offseason for the NBA just so the speculation can be out there. And earlier, there was the conversation that we had here on the show. Do the Miami Heat know that he's selecting the Heat? And that's why there was a YouTube stream link posted for a LeBron James introductory press conference that the Miami Heat have now said was a mistake that it was published. Do they know something that the rest of us don't know as LeBron continues to feed his ego?
I don't know, but it would be very funny if the rest of the teams also posted that and then deleted it.
They should. They should troll the Heat. They should all post them. Even the teams that don't have a chance. The Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
They should post one. LeBron James introductory press conference.
The Lakers do
just
it.
Let it marinate.
Clippers,
Just
the
let
Bulls.
it sit there.
Every team should do it today.
Just post it. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Football is back. That's right. One of the most intriguing players of the season reports today, while another starting quarterback is waiting on a new deal. We'll talk about that next.
MLB is heating up. Time to find out who's for real and who will shape their lineup to be October contenders. Trade deadline is less than 2 weeks away. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
We've made it. The first two teams in the NFL have reported to training camp today. That's right. The Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals report to training camp. Football is just around the corner. As camps start, everyone in the NFL will be in camp by July 28th. So over the course of the next week or so, we're going to get everyone in the NFL reporting to camp. Most rookies for most teams will be in camp by the weekend. So in the next 3 days, every team will have some players of some form in camp before the 28th. So it's here. Football season's here. The two teams that are reporting the camp today, you have two very different quarterback situations. One, you have Bryce Young for the Carolina Panthers, a quarterback that got to the playoffs last year. They lost in the wild card round to the Rams in the playoffs, and they win a soft division in the NFC South. But essentially, he's a quarterback who continues to develop, even though there are critics and concerns over the height and his durability. So that's one side for the Carolina Panthers. For the Arizona Cardinals, they don't have a good quarterback situation, and ideally, they would not be good this season, so then they can draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft next season. Jacoby Brissett wants to be paid like a starter. He's not a starter. In my book, he is a great backup quarterback that can start games for your team, but he is not a legitimate starter in the NFL. They also drafted Carson Beck in Arizona, so we'll see how many reps he gets throughout camp and whether or not he can win the quarterback battle throughout camp, because the best answer for Arizona would be if Carson Beck turns into something, then they don't have to worry about drafting a quarterback in next year's NFL draft. So those are the two teams reporting to camp today, two very different quarterback situations.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are not necessarily the more intriguing story because we kind of know what's going to happen with them. They're in one of the toughest divisions in football, along with the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers. So they're just going to probably get beat up on a lot. They have quarterback, not necessarily controversy, but how much is Jacoby Brissett going to be involved? It seems like Carson Beck is going to be, he was a hold-in during all of the voluntary training camp stuff, the workouts and all that, and he was in the building, but he wasn't really doing anything. So when it comes to training camp starting today, what is he going to be doing? Are we going to get an announcement that they've signed an extension or given him another year on his deal and given him more money? I tend to believe that if you're going to be a starter in the NFL, there's nothing wrong with asking for more money. Should he be asking for $40 million? Absolutely not. But he shouldn't be making $5 million. Like, come on. Like, let's give, if you want him to be your starter, give him a little bit more money, or at least give him the financial flexibility.
Well, they're right there. You just answer your own question. Do they want him to be their starter?
No, they want whoever they draft.
So why
next
would they
year.
pay him?
They want whoever's next year to be their starter.
They don't want him to be their starter long term, so it doesn't matter.
But I understand where he's coming from. He wants financial security going into the rest of his career.
Of course he does, and he saw Malik Willis get the bag. That's
Absolutely.
why. That's why this is a thing. He saw Malik Willis get paid a crazy amount of money in Miami.
Of course.
He's going to suck down there he's not a starting quarterback. It's Miami's fault that they did that. That doesn't mean Arizona should cave and then give Jacoby Brissett
I'm not saying
a huge contract either.
I'm not saying they should cave and give him a huge contract. What I'm saying is if he's asking for an extra year on his deal, maybe it's a team option, maybe it's a player option for a decent amount of money, not anything crazy, just a small amount. Look, what's an extra $4 million to a team added on to what he already has? It's not a lot of money. You're already paying Carson Beck like nothing. You're paying Gardner Minshew like nothing. If you draft a quarterback in the first round, he's probably going to end up making nothing either. So what you can do here is set up your quarterback room for the future with decent backups. You can have Carson Beck, you can have Jacoby Brissett, and you can have whoever you draft next year, and that can be your quarterback room. You can get rid of Gardner Minshew next season, and you can have a young quarterback, a veteran, and your rookie next season, because that's what you can have. Jacoby Brissett's a good backup. He's a great backup.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So set him up to be your backup next season by giving him an extra year on his deal. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Do you think that's what Miami's doing? They gave all that money to Malik Willis with the idea that they're not going to be good this season. They'll draft a quarterback next season. Malik Willis will be the quarterback this year, and then he'll be a very, very, very high-paid backup quarterback next season.
I think they're doing that, and I think they're also looking at it from a situation that maybe the Raiders are, that maybe they're going to draft a guy who's not necessarily, that they could maybe take their time with, that they could say it's going to be a battle, that they could say, hey, we're going to give these guys equal reps in OTAs. We're going to give them equal reps for the first couple weeks of training camp, and whoever's the best quarterback is going to win the job, and they hope whoever they draft in the first round of next year is going to be the guy that wins the job, and then, Malik Willis is their backup.
Haven't we seen it to this point? We're all NFL fans. We all consume this. If you draft a quarterback,
I know,
a rookie quarterback in the first round, they get the reps.
Yep.
I'm sorry. There is no battle. There's no let's see if he wins it. Set the kid up. Get him started. That's the best way to develop a quarterback. The longer you and don't call the show. Don't text us 310-840-4910 with Aaron Rodgers watched, Patrick Mahomes sat on the side for a year. Two guys. Everyone else starts. That's what it is. Start the young player. That's the best way to develop.
Well, Kevin O'Connell has already talked about how their quarterback battle could go down to the final week of training camp. Like, what are we doing?
Dude, I don't honestly believe that that's going to be the case.
I don't think so
Now,
either.
it is fair because J.J. McCarthy does have a leg up in the competition because he knows the offense.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I think that
Kyler Murray is a better player.
If
so
you talk to football coaches, like if you talk to football coaches, ball coaches,
ball knowers,
coach, like you take the foot off, just ball coaches,
guys
right?
that love ball, man.
Ball coaches.
Yep.
They will tell you that competition is good and competition gets the best out of these guys. And so if you go in and you tell the two quarterbacks that this is a competition and not just hand somebody the job, that you will get the best out of the two quarterbacks and you will get the best out of whoever you draft, and not just like if it's Arch Manning and you just hand the keys over to Arch Manning, you might not necessarily get the best. Maybe you get a better Arch Manning if he's tested and if his feet are put to the fire and whatever other cliches I can come up with.
Okay, I understand your point. With that said,
I'm just trying to put my mind into the mind of a coach, right?
Well, I mean, I do think there are some that say that, and competition in all walks of life is important. I think it makes people raise the bar, makes them have to get better. So I'm not going to be against competition. With that said, there's not enough reps in camp. So to say that you're diluting the product of what your offense can be because you're putting one guy in with the first team, the next guy gets in with the first team the next day, and you're swapping back and forth. You're never building anything. So I think you're suggesting coaches, ball knowers would say competition. I would wonder if there's a lot of coaches out there that also are realistic in seeing that, yeah, competition's good, but not at the quarterback position because we need one guy to get the offense moving in the right direction and for that unit to compete and not just two players at quarterback going back and forth and changing how it goes. You know how it always says, how we say it here on the show. You got two quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks. You got to have one guy.
Oh, I understand that.
We'll see. I'm skeptical that the Vikings will take it all the way until week 1 of the season.
Look, I understand that, but I also know that the Vikings last year won 9 games with J.J. McCarthy hurt for some of the season. He played some of the games. He was in and out. And at the beginning of the season, when they came all the way back against the Bears on Monday night and beat the Bears, the offense looked bad. And they just kept running the football. J.J. McCarthy made some timely throws late in the game, and they won. And if the offense isn't there week 1 because McCarthy or Kyler Murray didn't get all of the reps, that isn't the biggest of deal for certain teams, right? Because in the Minnesota Vikings case, their defense is so good that they can prop up the offense and support the offense for a few weeks while the offense comes together.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. I want to ask you this. Have you ever pulled this move? You're at a restaurant, like a fast casual restaurant, right? And you order a drink. Maybe you just say, can I get a cup for water? Have you ever done this play? You get a cup for water, and then you walk over to the soda machine, which is a self-serving soda machine. You go up to the water, but usually the water is attached. The little knob for the water is attached to like the lemonade.
Yeah.
And then, I've done this at Chipotle before. Not proud of it, but I'm being honest with you.
It's a safe space.
It's something I've done before. Yeah. It's not something I currently do, but it is something that I've done in my life where
Big Bucks Bleck over here now doesn't have to.
Instead of hitting just the water, I kind of hit the lemonade as well in my water cup. So
Yeah.
I get lemonade.
Get a little water? Lemon water?
There's a little water in there, but, and so you're essentially not paying for the soda or the drink that you have gotten. And maybe people, the multiple refills, right? They go back up to the soda machine 6-7 times. They're just slurping the soda while they're eating their hot dog, whatever they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Just overflowing on Mountain Dew. I mean, it's something that's real. It's a problem in this country. Apparently, this is from the New York Post. Steak and Shake has installed anti-theft QR readers at the fountain soda machines. Anti-stealing soda from the soda machine. And what you have to do is you get a little QR code when you make your purchase, and you have to scan it at the soda machine to then allow you to select something to then pour it into your cup, the self-serve. So they're trying to stop. They're trying to stop the move, the sneaky move where you say, "Can I get a cup for water?" and you fill up your cup with something else.
Okay, first of all,
Steak and Shake.
First of all, I understand this move.
Have you ever pulled that move?
Listen.
It's a safe space.
Yeah, sometimes you say you're going to get water and you get Sprite. Whatever. It's bubbly. It's bubbly water, right?
Sure. Yes.
It's got bubble. It's got bubble. But this also says that they are going to do this for refills. What happened to free refills?
Well, they're apparently against it. Too many people were ODing on Mountain Dew.
It says many of our
15 refills on the Mountain Dew.
It says many of our competitors have gotten rid of self-service soda fountains and free refills. Not us. You're welcome, but you have to take the QR code up and use it to get the free refill. So they're not getting rid of it. You just have to use the free refill. Okay, so as long as you've got to keep that. Listen, how long are you sitting in a Steak and Shake, man? How long are you? First of all, how long are you sitting in there where you're gonna go up to the soda fountain 10 times?
What? That's what I'm saying. Some people are taking one bite of their burger and then they're getting up and they're refilling and they're just sucking down the soda, man.
Okay.
Some people are really into it. I don't know.
I just thought we were a free economy here, where you could just go up and you could just go up and get refills willy-nilly. Like, why?
No.
Since when are we policing?
They're watching you.
Why are we watching the watchmen here when it comes to free refills? I got to carry around. I got to bring ink and paper into this, to quote the great Mitch Hedberg. Like, I got to bring ink and paper into my free refills now.
Yes, you do.
I got to police. We got. I feel like there's got to be. Someone had to do a study. It's got to cost more to put a QR reader and print out the QR codes than it does for me to get free soda. To install the QR reader and to print out QR codes for every customer and to install a QR reader at every machine around the country than it does to just let the people who get the refill. Because how many people actually get the refill? To get the refill.
I never do.
Right? Like,
never.
You got to think that cost-based, they had to have done a study and been like, no, it actually costs less to put this in. Because what are we doing here?
I mean, the company said online, Steak and Shake said that many of our competitors have gotten rid of the self-serve soda fountains and free refills. Not us. You're welcome. But they're watching you.
But I got to scan this whole thing.
But you got to scan the thing.
I got to bring a
QR code. You got to scan
take up
the
a little
ticket.
paper.
Yeah, you have to scan the little ticket and it will give you your soda.
No.
So that's what it's Steak and Shake. They're putting this in a bunch of different locations around the country. They're onto you. They're onto the gimmick. They're onto all of us who say that we're just going to get water.
No fan.
And then we sneak a little root beer.
Not a fan. A little root beer.
A little root beer in there. Yeah, sometimes you change your mind.
That's some dirty looking water.
Sometimes when you get up there and you get to pick, you change your mind. So that's the latest. Steak and Shake. They are adding in QR codes at the fountain machines for the self-serve soda. It's not right, man.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Right.
I can't believe that costs less than just giving people refills.
It's Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. All right, we have the latest in Cleveland, not with the Cavs, but with the Browns. Quarterback competition, or are they besties? Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson? What's going on this offseason? We'll talk about that next.
It's a big week for NFL fans. Training camps are kicking off. The Panthers and Cardinals get things started today. Then it's the Pats, Seahawks, and Bucks on Friday, followed by the Rams and Niners on Saturday. The pigskin is flying, and we're here for it. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
One of the main storylines we'll keep our eyes on throughout training camp in the NFL will be the quarterback positional battle for the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, Dylan Gabriel's still there. He's the forgotten man. He has no chance. They gave away his jersey to Jared Verse. It's the whole thing. He's there, I guess.
I don't think they forgot about him.
I think they forgot about him.
I don't think they forgot him.
They left him behind.
I think that might have been on purpose.
Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson have been training together with several Cleveland Browns positional players here in the offseason. Mary Kay Cabot also reporting quotes from Sanders, which seem very mature, that he understands that to be the best level of himself, working with Watson is better than going at Watson. Is this something that surprises you? I mean, it doesn't really. They're both teammates. I'm guessing they're both going to give great effort to try and win the position, and they're not going to try and sabotage each other. But at the end of the day, Cleveland doesn't have a great quarterback situation, and their best bet would be if Deshaun Watson shows up in camp and plays like the old Deshaun Watson, which was from like 7 years ago, which I guess will not likely take place.
No, I think that they either realize their own fates and what could happen, or they both realize that we can't really, split time here with the receivers. So it's best that we get equal time with the receivers because we're going to be splitting reps once we get to training camp. So if we're going to work together at training camp, let's work together in the offseason. I think that Deshaun Watson is, or hopefully is, smart enough to realize that this is his last year in Cleveland, most likely, right? Like it's probably a 90% chance that this is his last year in Cleveland, given his contract. And so unless he plays, like you said, like the old Deshaun Watson from years ago, and they keep him around, he's got to prove it. And given his track record the last few years when he's been on the field, odds are he's not going to make it through the year as a starting quarterback, and they will at a certain point to go to Shedeur Sanders if Shedeur Sanders just doesn't win the job outright. So, and Shedeur Sanders sees that, hey, if I want to work with these wide receivers, let's just work together in the offseason because at training camp, we might be splitting reps here. So let's maximize our time. And I think Shedeur Sanders, as much grief as we give him for the social media stuff and all that, I think he's a decent teammate. Like, we've never heard that he's like a bad teammate or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, guys seem to like him. So I don't think he's ever been like, no, forget about Deshaun. It's me. It's all about me. Like, I think he's a good teammate, you know?
He just has high levels of cringe when it comes to social media.
Exactly. But on the field, it seems like he's a good teammate. He's good in the locker room, all that kind of stuff. So I don't see why guys wouldn't want to work with him.
Yeah.
And so I don't see anything wrong with these two guys working with each other. It's good for the team. It's good for the quarterback room. And I think Deshaun also realizes, like, it's kind of realizing your own mortality type of thing. Like, I know what I'm going to be at the end of this year. I'm probably going to be off the team at the end of this year. So I might as well, if I'm going to work with these receivers, I might as well work and, try to save some face and get a leg up here.
Yeah, and you know that Todd Monken taking over for head coach for the Cleveland Browns.
So I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
Well,
Getting a sweet haircut. That's why he missed out with the photo with all the other head coaches at the meetings in the offseason.
So I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
Yeah, he was getting a sweet haircut. Meanwhile, Vrabel, the moment the meetings ended, he had the interlocking hands on top of a roof. So we had a lot that came out of the coaches' meetings this offseason.
So I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
I know that everyone knows Deshaun Watson has been bad the last couple of seasons, but it really is striking to go look at his actual stats and how far he's fallen off from the player that he once was. The last time he was a good football player, a good quarterback, was 2020. In that season, he started 16 games for the Houston Texans. He threw for almost 5,000 yards, 4,800 yards. He threw for 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 112.4, one of the best quarterbacks in football. We know he signs the big deal, the guaranteed contract with the Browns, doesn't play in 2021. In 2022, he only played in 6 games, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Plays in 2023, 6 games, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Plays in 2024, 7 games played, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Did not play last season, and he is not the quarterback he once was.
Yeah, man.
It's just a wild story. Obviously, the off-the-field problems as well. But this was a player that Dabo Swinney, when Watson was leaving Clemson, entering the NFL, was going around pre-draft saying, the quote, it's a real quote, saying that this is Michael Jordan in football cleats. And for like a brief period of time, it did seem like Houston had a quarterback that was on that trajectory. And then it all came crashing down, and he has been brutal. So, I mean, for the Cleveland Browns, I'm not sold that Shedeur Sanders is actually going to improve and be a great quarterback in the NFL. We saw it last year. Of the qualifying quarterbacks, he's like one of the last quarterbacks as far as quarterback rating in all of football, including other non-starters who started games, bench quarterbacks, right? So I don't think the answer is Sanders. I don't think the answer is Watson because I don't think Watson can get it done anymore. But the best path for the Browns this season would be if Deshaun Watson finds something that he used to have from 2018, 19, and 20. Like, that's it. That's the solution. I don't think it's going to take place for either guy, though.
No, and look, the Browns have a get-out-of-jail-free card because when they traded Myles Garrett to the Rams, they got a first-round pick. And they can use that first-round pick and their own first-round pick this upcoming draft to move up. And that's the belief from around the NFL, is that if they don't get the production from Deshaun Watson and from Shedeur Sanders, and if they don't believe, because this is a new coaching staff, obviously Todd Monken coming in fresh faded, coming in, fresh haircut. Yes. If he comes in and doesn't
like to get a sweet haircut,
what he sees,
thank you, Monken,
from either guy, they can use those 2 draft picks where, regardless of where they finish in the draft, whether it's top 5, top 10, and move up in the draft to get whatever quarterback they want.
What would you call the Monken haircut? Does he just roll in and say, give me the dad haircut, the old dad haircut?
Well, I mean,
so I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
Yeah, like I'm looking at it right now.
There's not a lot to it.
Yeah, like it's just kind of like, I mean, he doesn't really look like sideburns, so it looks like a straight high chop.
Yeah, a little choppy.
It looks like he's got some product in it, but that just looked like for the press conference. I'm sure he's like a visor hat kind of guy.
He's a visor guy.
So yeah, I'm sure it's just like a,
old school visor guy.
I'm sure he goes in and he says to the barber, and he's like, I was in here 3 weeks ago, take 3 weeks off. Like, he doesn't say like a number or anything like that. He just goes, I was here 3 weeks ago, take 3 weeks off. And the barber just goes,
Sure,
okay.
Sure, sir.
Sure.
Wherever you want. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. I don't know if I've told you this here on the show. I saw The Odyssey last week.
I didn't know that. Did you?
Much like with everyone else.
Did you?
For the most part in the world, people are still.
I haven't heard. How was it?
It's good. Okay. It's good. It's nice. It's a nice film.
Yeah.
Surprise ending. Didn't see that one coming. God. It's only a story that's been around for 3,000 years.
One more thing about this damn movie.
Elon Musk, your favorite guy.
Really? I swear to God, I'll fight you. I'll fight you in the street. I will fight you in the street.
I knew that would get you.
We will go down 6 floors, and I'll fight you in the street.
Go fight in the street. Downtown Chicago. Elon Musk says that he will use his AI Gronk to make a... Gronk, whatever it is.
Gronkowski, make me a movie.
Hey, it's close. What's the difference? Does his AI bot make anything relevant? No. Bad jokes? I don't know. It's the same thing as Gronk sitting on the desk at Fox.
I just like the idea of Gronk trying to make something.
He's got like a hammer and nails, and he's like chewing on it.
He's like trying to make a movie. He's using like paper mache and crayons.
Apparently, Elon Musk is going to make an AI-generated version that's historically correct of The Odyssey.
It's a myth.
It's a story that's been told for 3,000 years that's not real.
It's not a real story.
It's not a real
myth.
story.
It's like trying to tell an accurate story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Exactly.
What are we doing?
I do not know. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Can we put an end to the AI slop? Is that something we can do? Can we do that, please? It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Can Cam Ward be the breakout player in the NFL this season? We'll talk about it next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, on the air until 3 Eastern, hanging out with you here on Westwood One Sports. You can always call and text the show at 310-840-4910. Two teams report to NFL training camp today, the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. As we start to gear up, everyone will be in camp by the 28th. A lot of rookies around the NFL for most teams will be in camp by this weekend. So here we go. Football season is ready, locked and loaded as we get things started. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. When I ask you, Abdalla, who will be the breakout star to this upcoming NFL season? Before we answer that, and we pick a player and we talk about those who can become the breakout stars of this upcoming season, do we have a name that's the breakout star from last season? Is it as simple as saying that it's Drake May because he almost won the MVP for a team that went to the Super Bowl? Is it Sam Darnold finally establishing himself as a starting quarterback for a good team in the NFL? The only other name that I think would come to mind on the short list of, you talk about breakout star for the season, so it has to be someone that was kind of unexpected, is like, could you say Caleb Williams with the Chicago Bears was the breakout star towards the end of the year with all those comebacks and those crazy plays at the end of games that he pulled off? He is now going to be on the cover of Madden this upcoming season, so there's going to be a lot of hype around him. When you say breakout star from the NFL season last year, who's the first name that pops into mind?
I thought of Drake May and Caleb Williams first. I think Sam Darnold, for me, just was good. I don't know if he was breakout great, right? Like, I think he had great moments. I thought he played really well at times. I think, obviously, he had an amazing NFC championship game. He played the game of his life when he had to. But he also had the most giveaways in the NFL. I thought, but then you could also look at every quarterback and find faults in their game and find flaws, right? Like Drake May was sacked 21 times during the playoffs and was sacked the fourth most in the NFL during the regular season, but was still a very close second in MVP voting to Matthew Stafford. And obviously Matthew Stafford's not a breakout player. Everybody knows Matthew Stafford's great. Caleb Williams is the Madden cover this year. I don't think anybody expected the Bears to have I think they expected them to be better than they were under Matt Eberflus with Ben Johnson coming in as the new head coach. But I don't think people expected them to win their division and be as good as they were last year. But I think all of their come from behind wins. But you could say, well, why did they have to come from behind? It's because the offense was bad for the first 3 quarters of games, and they were put in a position where they had to come from behind in those games. So you can find faults in all of their games, those 3 players that you mentioned. But I think for me, it's either Drake May or Caleb Williams, because to me, those were more unexpected just because of how young they are and how early it is in their career, and unexpected it was for them to turn around with both having new coaching staffs come in that year too.
So as we look forward to this season, and I ask the question, who will be the breakout star of this season? Is it as obvious to just say it will be Cam Ward? Cam Ward going into his second season, new head coach and Robert Saleh. The Titans come in last place for the division. But I think a lot of people look at Tennessee as a possible spot where they can improve and be much better than they were last year. If that's the case, is it as easy as saying, well, it's going to be Cam Ward? He'll be improved. They're going to be better as a team. And Cam Ward will be the guy that's the, quote, darling breakout star for this upcoming season.
I think that Cam Ward's a good option for that title of this year because of what they added in the offseason. You know, he's got a defense to support him. They drafted a young, good wide receiver to grow with him. My instant thought was a team that we talked about last hour, and it's a team that's reporting to camp today. It's the Arizona Cardinals, and it's Jeremiah Love, and it's the running back for that team. And I know that their offensive line might not be the best right now. They don't have a quarterback. Like, they don't have they do, but it's who's it going to be? Is it going to be Carson Beck? Is it going to be Jacoby Brissett? He is going to be their offense. He is going to be the guy that has to do everything. And as far as like a breakout star that has to do everything, I think Jeremiah Love might end up being I think he has a really good opportunity to win Rookie of the Year. I think he's got a really good opportunity to win Offensive Player of the Year. And I think he could be your breakout star just because of the amount that he's going to have to put on his shoulders, having to do everything this year for this team. Now, he's got to face a lot of good defenses in that division, and they know those quarterbacks can't do everything, so we're going to have to, stop the run at all costs because it's basically just him. But I think that Jeremiah Love's got a good opportunity to be one of those candidates for breakout star.
I will agree with you on that. I also think that Jeremiah Love has a chance to have a better rookie season than Ashton Genty had last year with the Raiders. Yeah. I would not be surprised whatsoever if the Cardinals running back, Jeremiah Love, wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year and is that do everything back, out of the backfield, catching passes, scoring touchdowns, running the football on tough yardage downs. I think he can certainly do that. And I feel like there was a lot of hype for Ashton Genty last season, and he was good. It didn't take over the storm, right? Like it didn't sweep over the NFL like that, right? Like no one ever really thought that Ashton Genty was taking the league by storm, where he was good. He had a good rookie season, but I think that it wasn't what we thought it would be heading into the NFL. I think everyone thought that he would be an absolute game changer, and that's not necessarily how Genty kind of produced in his rookie year.
He could be a much better candidate for that this year. He's got a much better offensive line. They paid Tyler Linderbaum a ton of money at center. He's got a much better cast in front of him this year. He's going to have much better. I know that, listen, what we think of Kirk Cousins is completely different of what we might think about Fernando Mendoza, but he's got a much better quarterback cast around him and a much better coaching staff around him this year. He might be one of those candidates for breakout player because of just what they've added around that team. So Genty might be another one of those candidates where he's going to have to do a lot because you want to support a young quarterback with a strong running game. They've done that with adding to the offensive line, and he might be able to be a much better back this year too.
We were talking about the story earlier today about how the Miami Heat posted a YouTube live stream link titled LeBron James Introductory Press Conference. They then took it down, and they said that was posted by mistake. So is it a mistake, or is it a clue that LeBron James will announce at some point he's joining the Miami Heat? Now, the latest DraftKings odds on which team LeBron will sign with this offseason, Miami has now become the favorite. Minus 200 for LeBron to play his first regular season game this upcoming season with the Miami Heat. The Cavs are now plus 225, and Golden State is plus 450. So when you look at the odds would suggest that that's the case, that Miami has tipped off everyone that LeBron is going to decide to play for the Miami Heat. We've been taking calls and texts on this at 310-840-4910. Let's go to Casey in Southern Washington. You're on with Bleck Abdalla. What's up, Casey?
Hey, Chris and Adam. Thanks. Appreciate the opportunity. Before I get to the LeBron-a-thon, I'm going to say Caleb was the breakout star last year. I'm a Bears fan, so I'm biased. And then I'll say the breakout guy for this year, and his name's escaping me, but he'll be a second-year wide receiver from Missouri for the Bears. That kid that really came on strong at the end of last year.
Sure.
Yes, thank you. Luther Burden's going to be the breakout star in the NFL this year. We can book that.
All right.
So LeBron is on. He's definitely going to Miami. I said this. I actually tweeted this. I have to try to find it. Maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I said Miami, and here's why Miami. 3 reasons. One, he has to be in a major market, okay, for all of his media, and all of his all the stuff that he wants to do post-basketball. He has to be in a major market. That's either L.A., Miami, New York, Chicago. Okay, so he's not going to the other 3. He's going to Miami. 2, he's got to be at a place where the folks can deal with all of his BS, okay? And so that's Pat Riley. That's Eric Spoelstra. They've dealt with LeBron before. They know how to manage him. They know how to handle him. They know what they need. 3, LeBron wants to win, okay? Giannis going to Miami since closed the deal. And here's 4. I'll give you a 4th reason. He wants to play with Bronny again. Miami's the only team that's going to give him that offer. So what's going to happen is there's going to be an announcement. LeBron and Bronny playing together in Miami with Giannis. It's going to be a circus, but that's going to happen. You can book it. That was not a mistake. It was a mistake that some kid put it online or somebody put it online. That was a mistake, but it's not a mistake that they're getting ready for a press conference and LeBron's going to Miami. I guarantee you LeBron's going to Miami.
All right, we got you down. Thank you, Casey. Thanks for the phone call. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We go from Southern Washington to Chicago. Ray in Chicago, what do you think about LeBron?
Hey, good afternoon, fellas. Hey, Adam.
What's up, Ray?
Hey, buddy. Hey, guys, don't give me the sunny music this week, okay?
Well, we'll see. It's the fate of what the call says.
We don't choose the sunny music. The sunny music chooses you.
It just happens, Ray. Go ahead, my man.
Never happened to me my whole life. Hey, I'm just going to stick with the LeBron thing. I can't stand him just like you guys. But here's my thing. You guys are talking about his big ego. I totally agree, but it kind of sucks when all the other teams want to put their activity on halt. When the NBA, then they come out the other day and said, like, they're delaying on putting out the schedule because they want to see where he goes. When you do that, you kind of feed into the guy's ego as well, So it sucks that he's like that, but even at this stage in his career, when the league is kind of like temporarily shut down until he makes his decision, a guy that's already has a big head, it's just feeding into that as well. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye, Adam.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate the phone call. And yeah, I do think that's the case. Adam Silver said that they would like to put the schedule out and create the schedule. They can't at the moment because they want to see where LeBron chooses. And that makes sense, right? The television partners want to know where he's going to play because if he joins a team like Miami or a team like Golden State, those 2 teams specifically will be featured way more on national television if LeBron joins those teams, right? Like, obviously, they're going to get the notoriety in this upcoming season. The Warriors are always on national TV, and they stink. The last couple of years, they haven't been any good, and they're on national TV. The Heat with Giannis is going to be featured, but the prominence on where they are being featured in the NBA calendar will change if LeBron is also there, too.
But that's the thing. All these teams are going to be featured on, like, the holidays and the marquee
But
games
it's the pairings and it's where you put it, right?
I understand that, but I would just
if he joins the Warriors for specific, okay, then that means Christmas Day. Guess who the Warriors are going to play? The Lakers,
of course,
right? But if he joins the Heat, maybe they set up Heat Celtics.
So just
that used to be
anyway.
the rivalry when he was there.
Just do that anyway.
Well, I'm just telling you of how they're trying to figure this out.
Do that anyway. Do this. You should already be set. Celtics and 76ers should already be set. You should already be set. Warriors and Lakers and Heat, and these matchups should already be set up. Spurs Thunder already set up. Like, the league shouldn't be waiting for this. I said this yesterday. You shouldn't be waiting for the old guy to make his decision. You want to schedule and put out the holiday games, that's fine. And you want to wait for the regular season.
I'm telling you, that's what they're doing.
Because you want to feature his final game or whatever, that's okay. I understand that. But if you want to start putting out the drip drops of the marquee games and the marquee events, you need to start featuring your young talent and not the guy that's only going to be here for one more year.
Well, you're not going to be able to schedule his last game because no matter where he goes, they're going to make the playoffs.
That's fair.
So you can't predetermine the last game, but you can put Miami at Cleveland for the regular season final.
You could do that.
That could make sense if he goes to Miami.
You could do that.
That would be interesting. Let's go to Wes in Idaho. You're on with Bleck Abdalla. What's up, Wes?
Hello there. Good show. Hey,
Thanks, man.
I think LeBron's going to Miami, but there's two sleeper NBA, NFL players I got to make you aware of. That Price kid from Notre Dame that got drafted in the first round by the Seahawks, he's going to be special. But the Seahawks had a player get injured last year named Torrey Horton. He's going to be really special. And Sam Darnold's going to feel like a kid in a candy store with all these receivers to throw to.
Yeah, that's a good point. And thank you for the call. We really appreciate it, Wes. Appreciate you listening and calling the show. I would say to Wes's point, I think Adam Schefter just put this out on social media that Charbonnet is expected to be on the PUP list to start camp.
He is, yes.
So that would give the other running backs in the Seattle running back room a chance, at least at the start of the season, to get going.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that's why they went out and drafted Jadarian Price out of Notre Dame, and he was right behind Love, and that's a good pick. There's a solid. You and I talked about it when we were at the draft in Pittsburgh, how much we liked that pick, and it was a solid pick. And that's a good spot to pick a running back, is at the end of the first round when you're making those picks. And he was a solid pickup for them. And Charbonnet is continuing to recover. He had a torn ACL. He's going to come back from that at a certain point.
Help me remember the PUP list. If you go on the PUP list before camp, does that mean you're automatically unable to play before week 4 or week 6? Or is it sooner than that?
Don't know.
All right. Well, we'll think about it. It's something where you can't play initially. But the post from Schefter says that they hope he'll be back for the Seahawks at some point this upcoming season. So the latest from Schefter, let's see, Seahawks plays Zach Charbonnet on the physically unable to perform list as he continues to make his way back from offseason knee surgery. So that's the latest with the Seahawks running back room. Raj?
So for the PUP list, guys, the key is, do they stay on the PUP list when the roster goes down to 53? So if you start training camp on the PUP list, you can still come off of it before camp ends and be ready to play week 1. The challenge is if you're not ready to play week 1 and you start the regular season, like when they do roster cut down on the PUP list, then you're out so you can't even start practicing until after week 4. And I think you can return to the lineup week 6.
Okay.
So,
all right, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean it's improbable that he couldn't come back, but he'd have to come back before they cut down the roster.
Yeah, and really a lot of this is the reason you would put someone on PUP going into camp is then they can carry an additional body for the training camp preseason games.
You can carry an additional body. You don't have to put them on it because you can't do injured reserves until you do the cut down at that point. Either way, so that's the advantage of the PUP list. But you got to be on it before the camp even start. Like once you start practicing, you can't get put on PUP. If you get hurt, either you're just hurt and that you lose the roster spot, or they have to put you on IR.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Raj will rejoin us coming up next for Stock Watch on a Wednesday. That's next right here on Westwood One Sports.
Preseason games start in just a few weeks, kicking off with the Hall of Fame game from Canton, Panthers, Cardinals, and we've got the game from your home of the NFL, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Live from Chicago each and every day. On the air until 3 Eastern. It's now time to go on out to parts unknown in Colorado, and that's where we find Raj Sharon.
And the next question comes from the line of Raj Sharan with Westwood One. Please proceed.
Please proceed. On a Wednesday, it's time for Stock Watch with Raj. What's up, Raj?
What's up, Bleck? What's up, Abdalla? All right, it's time to get out our sports portfolios here and make some wise fiscal choices here when it comes to some figures in sports. And we are going to start with a guy who's reporting to training camp today, the former number 1 overall pick, the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young. This is a stock that was a number 1 overall pick, but boy, you could have gotten it really cheap a few years ago. Stock started coming up late last season. Going into this year, are we buying or selling our stock in Bryce Young? Adam Abdalla, roll Tide.
Oh, listen, roll Tide. I'm going to buy some Bryce Young stock. I like Bryce Young. I think he can be a decent quarterback. Listen, Short King, he can, I think ever since the benching a couple years ago, he seemed to have gotten it. He seemed to have figured it out. He's up the completion percentage, 3 points from last season. He's up the yards. He's up the touchdowns. He had 2 more interceptions, but listen, you're going to up your touchdowns, you're going to up your yards, you're probably going to up your interceptions as well. He had less sacks, though, so I'm going to buy some stock in Bryce Young. I think that I like what Dave Canales is doing with that offense. I like what they've added to the defense to support that offense and limit what damage they can, if they do have any more turnovers, what damage that causes. So I am investing. I like Bryce Young. I like the Carolina Panthers. I'm buying.
I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell. I just won't buy it to begin with. But I'm not going to make this move saying that this is something where he can't ever be better. It's just, I don't think there's enough high-level potential here to get my money's worth on purchasing the stock, if you know what I mean. Like, he could be a good quarterback, decent quarterback, starter in the league for a long time, but he's never going to be a top 5 guy. He'll never be an all-pro, and I doubt he'll ever win many playoff games with the Panthers. There'll always be a team that just sneaks into the wild card, gets eliminated in that first round, and that's that. He's not better than that. So I'm not going to buy, I'm going to sell, and that's my thought on Bryce Young.
He is a wee fella. We saw him at the Super Bowl.
He's tiny.
He's not a big man.
King, guys. Short king.
And the two of us are not imposing figures.
Short kings.
I take offense to that. I am not a short king. If you want to go around saying you're a short king, by all means, but I take offense. That's offensive.
Why?
I'm offended.
Why?
Because I'm not a short king. That's not the case. If you want to go around saying you're a weak little boy,
I didn't know
short
that.
king,
I didn't know that you cared what people thought of you.
No, I don't. It's factually incorrect.
I didn't know that you cared.
We're like, you couldn't find a more definition that's spot on than average.
Yeah, that's fair.
I am an average height. That's what it is.
Well, sounds like you care a little bit more.
No, I just want to be factually correct with our listening audience.
Sounds like you care. It just sounds like you care.
If you want to say average height, scrawny build, then I'll let you do that. There's not a lot of muscle definition here.
That's fair.
As I flash the arm to Raj on the camera.
Adam Abdalla just poking. All right, the other quarterback, apparently, I guess, starting quarterback of a team that's reporting today. I've not seen an update, by the way, on his status of a new contract, at least as of yet, as we're broadcasting right now, is Jacoby Brissett, the longtime journeyman quarterback seeking a new deal, expected to be the Cardinals' starting quarterback. This is an interesting stock. It's not terribly expensive. It's not bottomed out. Don't know where the growth of it is. Is it one of those you just set it and forget it? What do you say, Chris Bleck? Are you buying or selling your Jacoby Brissett stock today as the Cardinals report to training camp?
I'm going to sell. I don't want to be mean, but he's not a starter. He's a very good backup quarterback that if he has to start for your team, you have a chance to win games and stay alive and stay afloat. But if he is your starting quarterback, your team's not going to the playoffs. End of story. So I'm going to sell on Jacoby Brissett.
I agree. I think that this is a case where the Arizona Cardinals are trying to figure out who is their best backup for next season. Is it Jacoby Brissett or is it Carson Beck? Who will be the number 2 quarterback? I think it'll end up being Jacoby Brissett, and then Carson Beck will be the 3rd, and then whoever they draft, this upcoming draft, will be their quarterback. And if Jacoby Brissett wants to hold out and wait for a second year on his deal, that's fine. Respect that. If you want to do that, I understand you want the financial security going into the year. And we know Carson Beck has a contract, so that's fine too. So, look, I think that that's what they're doing. That's what the Cardinals are doing. They're just buying time until they get to Arch Manning or Dante Moore or whoever it's going to end up being. So I'm going to sell. I'm not even going to buy. Not even going to touch it.
All right, guys, next up, it was a big story, well over a month ago now. They're in Chicago that the cover athlete for Madden was going to be your guy, Caleb Williams. It's more than a video game. It is a stamp of approval from the league that this guy is a marketing face for our sport. Well, now we know the basketball equivalent of that. Earlier today, it was announced the cover athletes of NBA 2K27. Now, there's multiple covers because there's like more exclusive editions and stuff. The highest, most expensive edition is going to be another Chicago athlete, or former Chicago athlete, Derrick Rose. There'll be a Caitlin Clark cover edition, but the standard edition one, the one that's going to be in every Walmart and Best Buy and Target all across the country, is going to be Victor Wembanyama. Are we buying or selling coming off of an NBA Finals loss and now a new contract where he took a little bit less money as well? Are we buying or selling NBA 2K27 cover athlete Victor Wembanyama? Bleck?
I don't think you can buy this fast enough. I think from what we saw in the playoffs, we can break down the specific series in the games, and Abdalla was right in the moment to call out the fact that Wemby at the end of games fell off, and in the fourth quarters, the Spurs just did not have enough gas to get it done. With that said, it's undeniable the idea that Wembanyama is the face of the league going forward. He's the most fascinating athlete playing in the NBA right now. He can do things that no one else can do, and for the most part, he's lived up to the hype. He didn't win the championship, but every other step of the way, he's hit the mark, right? Number one pick, to the improvement a couple of years in, to get to the playoffs, to then get to the finals. I'm absolutely buying the Wemby stock. I am not concerned over the way that they looked in the finals. Plus, they're like the Cavs that there were rumblings after the finals that, like, analytically they were the better team over the Knicks. Did you guys see that when the finals, when the dust cleared from the finals? That in a lot of spots, analytically, the Spurs were actually the better team.
Okay. I feel like Wemby is one of these guys that I'm going to come back, better, stronger, faster, like all that kind of stuff. And I don't think that they're going to utilize his minutes the same way they did in the regular season because he was so tired at the end of games during the playoffs. I think that they will use him differently during the regular season. I think he will come back better, faster, stronger, all that good stuff. So I'm going to buy. I think that this will, the loss, the learning during the playoff run, we talked about the inexperience of the team, of the Spurs heading into the playoffs, and that would be the thing that did them in against the Thunder. Ultimately, it wasn't the thing, obviously. They made it to the finals, so I think it will propel them, and I think it will motivate Victor Wembanyama to become a better player. And obviously, how do you become the face of the future face of the league? Well, this is a route to doing that, is being on the cover of 2K, and then you got to win a title too. So maybe that's the next step next season, is winning a title.
All right, guys, let's go back to the NFL. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Are we in 2011? Everything is going back in time for Aaron Rodgers. He's back with Mike McCarthy, the quarterback whisperer, and now he's back hanging out with mom and dad as well, posting photos online of being reunited. It's a happy Aaron Rodgers. He appears to be in a very good place. It's a stock that for a future Hall of Famer is quite affordable at the moment. It's a pretty good value stock for Aaron Rodgers. Are you buying or selling Pittsburgh Steelers Aaron Rodgers stock, Mr. Abdalla?
No, I'm selling. No, I want Aaron Rodgers stock.
Even under the tutelage of Mike McCarthy, he's got bangers like Nickelback. Come on, man.
This isn't 2011. I've heard what Nickelback's putting out these days. They're not bangers. Their old stuff is good. Their new stuff, not so good. That's why I go to the bathroom during those songs.
Man, you changed.
I get a beer. I get a fresh beer during those songs.
I still love Nickelback.
I still do. I like their old. I'm hipster Nickelback. I like their old stuff.
It's your crew, man.
Not the new stuff. And
for those unaware why we're talking about Nickelback, back when Abdalla was advocating for why it was a good hire, he said that Nickelback's got bangers and Mike McCarthy's got bangers. In case you
people
didn't know,
hate on Mike
why
McCarthy
we're talking about
because
Nickelback.
the internet has told them to. He's actually a good head coach, just like people on the internet are told to hate Nickelback. Look, I think that this is destined to not be successful. I think both Chris and I 6 days ago when we picked our pre-training camp playoff teams.
Don't speak for me.
Both had the Steelers out of the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
I can't speak for you because I remember what we did 6 days ago. We both had them out of the playoffs. So 55 days out of the start of the season. So yeah, I don't think this works. I think that they missed the playoffs. But again, I think that Mike McCarthy's there to teach the new quarterback and mold the next quarterback. So yeah, like this doesn't work this season. They don't make the playoffs, so I'm selling.
Okay, so I'm going to sell. But what I'm thinking about is, Raj, you mentioned back in 2010, right? That's what you said to start this conversation.
I think it's 2011. I think 2010, 2011. So, that's back when they won their Super Bowl, right?
So I was then trying to think, as Abdalla was talking the entire time, I'm trying to figure out, was Rodgers with Olivia Munn at that time, 2011?
I don't know.
I found something online saying that they broke up in 2017. How long were Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn together?
I don't think they were together that long. I don't think they were together
so
that long. According to here, 2014 to 2017 is when they were together.
So here's the question, because the pictures that were out yesterday showing Rodgers with his family, there was no sight of the wife, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so people are speculating that she does not exist. Mm-hmm. He claims she's real. Sure, buddy. She's real. Here's my question for Olivia Munn. Is she now with an upgrade, or was with the?
Oh yeah.
John Mulaney over Rodgers?
Mulaney's an upgrade.
Really?
Mulaney's not out here doing ayahuasca and yeah, dude. Mulaney's an upgrade. Mulaney got sober. Yeah.
Okay.
Like.
I kind of feel like I want my Mulaney like my 80s rock stars. I want him strung out. I want the strung out Mulaney.
Abdalla does not endorse this half of the room, okay? Abdalla doesn't want people to do drugs.
I'm not saying
Abdalla doesn't want people to ruin their lives.
I'm saying he was funnier. That's all I'm saying.
In 2011, Aaron Rodgers was briefly linked to actress Jessica Zor, for her role on Gossip Girl.
Oh, yes. That's one of Abdalla's favorites. Come on now. You can't deny.
I didn't know who she was.
You can't deny that
I think
rock bands in the 80s had something a little different. A little extra something. A little extra
Mulaney
kick that made
funny.
Well, all right. Well, I'm just asking a question. I'm a guy asking a question during Stockwatch whether or not Olivia Munn made the right decision.
I think she did.
With John Mulaney over Aaron Rodgers.
I think she did. I think Mulaney's is just as funny.
I mean, he's funny. Is he as funny as he was?
Yeah, I think he's just as funny.
With the thin face and the.
I think I like his new stand-up special was really good.
Okay,
I liked it a lot. I didn't see him at Wrigley last weekend.
Raj, did you know that he
2 weekends ago
played Wrigley? The first stand-up comedian to play Wrigley.
I did not. As you guys were talking, I was Googling John Mulaney tour dates to make a joke of, hey, he's coming to blank. Little did I know he'd already been there, and Abdalla checked it out.
Yeah,
it was a big deal here last week when he played.
And sold it out. Yeah,
it looked cool. I didn't go, but it looked cool. I like Mulaney. I'm just saying I think old Mulaney was a little bit.
You just like
all right. Next up, guys, buying or selling stock in John Mulaney. I'm joking. That does it for Stockwatch today. Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, Raj. Appreciate it. Bleck Abdalla, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. So earlier in the week, over the weekend, the video surfaced of Cam Scatterbo and his backflip
attempt,
which he did not land.
Yeah,
he fell, and it's a part of I guess the charm of Scatterbo, right? Mm-hmm. He's just like a football meathead. He's just out there doing backflips and crashing to the ground, even though he was injured at the end of last season, and we got to make sure that he's healthy this upcoming season. What does his head coach think of the backflip where he crashed to the ground? We'll hear from John Harbaugh next.
MLB MVP is heating up. Time to find out who's for real and who will shape their lineup to be October contenders. Trade deadline is less than 2 weeks away. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
All right, Abdalla. So earlier this week we talked about Cam Scatterbo at the Fanatics Festival. He tried to pull off a backflip, failed. He fell.
Fell down.
He fell.
Boom.
Scatterbo fell. He tried to pull off the backflip. Coming off injury, should probably not be doing that. But it's Cam Scatterbo, and that's kind of like the way he lives his life, right? It's he and Jackson Dart, true leaders for meathead football players everywhere, right?
What's up?
Like that's it. That's what it is.
Yeah, they are.
Here's John Harbaugh reacting to the video of Scatterbo trying to pull off a backflip. This is from the Believe Giants podcast. Let's take a listen to what Coach thought of it.
Oh, my reaction when I saw it on my phone?
Yeah.
My reaction was I haven't talked to him yet. I'm going to talk to him, I'm sure. But my reaction was this: dude, at least stick it. You know what I mean? Land the thing if you're going to do it. You know, that was my first reaction. So, Scat's going to be ready to go. And he's been working super hard. He's really been training like crazy, and his mind is on camp. You know, he's healthy, he's ready to roll, and I can't wait to see him out there at practice.
So there you go. It wasn't, he wasn't worried, wasn't concerned. Said he'll talk to him, but if you're going to try and pull off a backflip, you got to land the backflip.
Yeah, that's what he said on the podcast.
Especially if you're a big dude, right? Like a big football player with.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Strong, right? You got to land it. You can't fall over.
That's what he said on the podcast.
Oh, you think he's lying?
Yeah.
No, he sounds like he's giving an honest answer.
I can pretty much guarantee that John Harbaugh, when he does talk to Cam Scatterbo, will say to him, if you do that again, we're going to fine your ass. You can't be doing backflips when you're coming off of leg surgery. What are you doing? Are you kidding me?
He's ready for camp. Scat.
What are we doing?
He's ready for camp.
Oh, that was my first reaction. So, Scat's going to be ready to go. And
Scat's going to be ready to go.
Working super hard.
Super hard.
He's really been training like crazy, and his mind is on camp. You know, he's
ready
healthy.
To go.
He's ready to roll. And I can't wait to see him out there at practice.
And it did look like he was going to blow out both knees with the backflip. Yep.
Yeah. Raj points out it looks like he was going to blow out the other knee. Like, come on, man.
Oh, that's great.
You can't just be doing – and he said, he's like, I've been doing backflips my whole life. It's like, oh, cool.
That's awesome.
That left
Not
knee is
after
terrifying
surgery.
when you watch it. It's like that left knee just looks like it's going to break off.
It's hilarious.
Did you not just watch what happened to Conor McGregor?
What happened?
That knee just buckled, man.
Was it because he tried a backflip?
No, he was trying to kick someone in the face, but still, those knees, they just buckle, man.
Of
Tear
course.
that ACL. It just,
Remember in
goes.
Grammatica tore his ACL celebrating a field goal? This kind of reminds me of that.
Happen.
What was the name? There was a former Bears defensive lineman, Justin Houston. Was that the name? Where he pulled off a sack, Raj, and then he went to do like a jump and like a celebration, and he
was he
tore
trying
his
to do
ACL.
the Ronaldo?
I think he was. He tried to pull off the Ronaldo celebration. And he tore his ACL,
and they were losing.
Yeah, it was brutal. I think it was Houston, Justin Houston or something.
Sounds right.
But yeah,
Lamar
Houston. Lamar Houston.
Thank you.
Justin Houston was like a pretty good player. I think for like the Chiefs
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. At least it was a player. At least you weren't like you're saying the name of an actor or something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go. There's the latest from the Giants. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Now it's time for a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit. Keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
The Phillies ran themselves out of a potential winning rally against the Dodgers in the bottom of an inning yesterday after a base running error from JT Realmuto. He acknowledged it, saying it was a lapse in judgment after Justin Crawford was tagged out trying to score. At the tying run, Realmuto retreated back to second base for some reason, was thrown out at the end of the game. You can't end a game like that. You can't end an inning like that. You can't end a game like that either. Just bad. Bad base running. That's Little League stuff, man.
Yes, it is.
Little League stuff.
And that's a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit. Keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You mentioned the YouTube chat. You can watch the show live on YouTube each and every day. Bleck and Abdalla Show. You can also text and call the show at 310-840-4910. Here's a text to the conversation we were having earlier about the faces on the new NBA 2K games. Here's the text from the 615. Wemby is the future. Brunson went Jordan in Game 5, won the chip and finals MVP. Brunson should be the one on the cover of 2K. Feels like a snub. Home today, first time actually watching the show. So congrats to the 615 for watching the show.
Thank you.
On YouTube, Bleck and Abdalla Show.
Make sure you subscribe, and he is probably right. It does feel like Jalen Brunson should be on the cover. He's not wrong.
Text from the 585. The name of the show should be, the new name of the show, Two Little Guys and a Man. The man being Raj.
Shout out to Raj's friend for texting that in. Raj, tell your friend his check
from the 585.
His check is in the mail from you.
Two little guys and a man.
I don't know if you know that guy, Raj, but send him your check.
It's off of the conversation of us or me taking offense of you calling us short kings.
Well, I mean, we're shorter than Bryce Young, and I called Bryce Young a short king.
He's a football
Shout out, Texter. They're good dudes. I've hung out with them, but they are wee fellas, but they're good dudes.
Wee fellas, Raj. It's not right, man.
They're slight.
Average.
They're slight.
Average.
They're fit. Very fit. How about that? They're fit.
Well, yes, yeah, that's without saying, but average height. Yes. Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports.
I don't think the Texans deserve the music for that. I mean,
no, I was giving it to us. Two little guys and a man. That was for Bleck and Abdalla. Yeah,
that was the two little guys and a man music.
No. Yeah, that wasn't for the texter.
Yeah.
Okay, that was for us. Two little guys and a man.
That was the two little guys and a man music.
I was tipping my cap and giving him a helmet sticker for that.
This summer on CBS, Two Little Guys and a Man.
The two little guys live in a pizza oven. And Raj owns the pizza parlor.
That wouldn't be an ABC or an NBC show. That is CBS. That is Jim Nance and Tony Romo.
Two little guys and a man.
That's Nance and Romo reading the promo. Yep. Oh yeah.
Right before an all-new SWAT.
What was the one you were watching with your family? The Friday one, Cowboy
NCIS
Fire?
or something. NCIS
no, Fire
or
Country.
Like
what was it?
Blue? Isn't it like Cop Blue or something?
It was
something on CBS.
Country. I don't know, man. It's all these CBS shows.
Let's be honest, though. This show would have to be on NBC because it'd be Chicago radio. And they could piggyback Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago
Radio.
Whatever it is. And they'd be like
there.
Chicago radio.
Hey there, you.
Two little guys and a man.
Hey. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what the name of that show is. Was it Sheriff Country?
I think it was Sheriff Country.
I'm looking at the CBS lineup. Boy, what a healthy lineup this is.
It is Sheriff Country. It's absolutely Sheriff Country.
Not Tracker or Marshalls.
No, it's absolutely Sheriff Country.
Marshalls is actually good. I like Marshalls.
It is absolutely Sheriff Country on CBS.
Or Ghosts.
That's Two Little Guys and a Man.
Two little guys and a man.
Friday nights before Sheriff Country. Followed by your late local news. The voice always has to shift because one's funny and one's serious.
Well, yes. Our show is funny.
Yeah.
Two little guys and a man. Raj is the man.
Yeah.
He owns a pizza parlor.
Yeah.
He's got a pizza oven
and
with
we
a
just
pizza
hang
stone
out.
inside, and we're the little trolls that are inside the little pizza oven.
We just hang
and
out.
we serve pizza with SpaghettiO sauce in our restaurant.
Yes, sure. And yes, like the pizza joint that we went to in Pittsburgh for the NFL draft, which that pizza, I swear to this day, the pizza tasted like SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiO pizza.
That's what it tastes like. I'm not saying it's bad.
No.
It's not a good or bad thing. I've tasted this sauce before, and it's from Chef Boyardee.
You didn't make that observation late. That was like while we were walking and eating. You were like, hey, guys, do you guys remember that taste of spaghetti? It's like while we were walking the streets of Pittsburgh.
I was so hungry I didn't care.
No, I know. It was like almost 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We just covered the first round of the NFL draft. every restaurant was closed, and we were just looking for a place to eat. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, or if you want to call it, Two Little Guys and a Man with Raj here on the show.
Sheriff.
Yes, we have the Summer of Football, Day 49, coming up next as we continue talking football with you right here on Westwood One Sports.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern, and then we'll hand it off to Jim Rome right here on Westwood One Sports. If you want to participate in today's show, you can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. We have our first two teams in the NFL reporting to training camp today, the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. So we've got two teams. They're going to face off in the Hall of Fame game. That's why they are reporting to camp early. By the time we get to the 28th of July, everyone in the NFL will report to camp this upcoming weekend. Most teams, even though the report day is the 28th, most teams, the rookies, will all be in camp for all the NFL teams as well. So we're here. We're getting it started. Training camp is here, and it's now time to lock in and talk some football and to kind of break down and preview this upcoming season.
Yeah, football has arrived. It's the shortest season, but it also feels like it's the shortest off season because the NFL dominates. They take over something every single month, and now at the middle, towards the end of July, training camp is here, and you've got a preseason game in just over 2 weeks.
Woo-hoo,
2 weeks
baby.
from tomorrow, the Panthers and the Cardinals, which is why they report today, will hold the Hall of Fame game in just over 2 weeks.
Boy, don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Look at this. Football's back, baby. Here we go. Yes. 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 Yes.
I love the NFL.
Well, thank you, Bart Scott. Yes, we love the NFL as well.
I love the NFL.
But yeah, all right. I will probably watch 2 series of the Hall of Fame game. Like I love the build up to it, but then when you actually flip it on and realize that nobody is playing for either team, then it's like, all right, time to move on.
Okay, but
time to keep it moving.
I remember a quote from the last Cardinals OTAs, and I believe he just signed his deal. Ian Rappaport just tweeted out that he's one of the last few guys to sign his deal because there's a few quarterbacks that haven't signed their deal yet, like Mendoza hasn't signed yet. Carson Beck just signed his deal for 4 years. It's only like $7.5 million because of how late he was picked. But he said he's got his eyes on the Hall of Fame game. He is going to play. At least he believes, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be playing in the Hall of Fame game. And if that's going to be their quarterback this year, because Jacoby Brissett, as of right now, is a holdout or a hold-in, whatever it's going to be, there's reason to watch the Cardinals because that's going to be, presumably, as of right now, he's the only guy playing. So their quarterback is going to play in the Hall of Fame game. Like, they're not going to hold him out for Gardner Minshew and not give him reps.
Well, yeah, you got to give him reps. He's also a young quarterback that when you look at coming into the NFL, probably 2 years ago, people expected Carson Beck to be like a top pick.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to kind of get to the national championship game, they lose, but he was good. He didn't cost Miami the game in that championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana was just a better team overall last year in college football. So, I mean, Carson Beck does need to work, and he should be out there. He should play the Hall of Fame game. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Rappaport with the news, Cardinals and rookie quarterback Carson Beck have agreed to terms and will sign his 4-year, $4.7 million contract, sources say, one of the last picks to sign. So there you go. Carson Beck and the Cardinals, and he should battle for the starting job. He needs some reps. He obviously isn't a perfect prospect, but the other option for the Cardinals is having Jacoby Brissett be the starter, and I don't think there's any upside to that. having Broussard be the starter and having him be someone that is just going out there kind of maintaining where you maybe could build something with Beck is something that's totally different.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that right now you've got nothing to gain except for reps for these guys, because we all know what this team is building for. We all know what this team is going to do next offseason. They're drafting their quarterback of the future. I think you're going to see what you have in Jeremiah Love. We know he's going to be a stud. You see what you have in your offensive linemen. You continue to build around that. You give them reps together. And you see this is essentially, to me, a battle for your backup quarterback. And if you're going to give Jacoby Brissett a deal to give him another deal to make him your backup next season, then that's great. But Jacoby Brissett might want to showcase what he has to go out and say, hey, if I'm not going to be here, if I'm going to be a backup and you guys are hell-bent on drafting someone next season because we're presumably going to be the worst team in the NFL, I want an opportunity to showcase myself and be a starter somewhere next year. So maybe he just wants money this year with a player option for next season or a club option at a cheaper deal and say, hey, release me so I can go and try to sign somewhere and be a starter next year. Because these guys don't want to be backups. They want to be starters somewhere. Like Malik Willis signs with the Dolphins. He doesn't want to be the backup. He wants a chance to compete next season. He's going to be the starter this year, but ultimately he wants a chance to be a starter next season when they draft someone when they're probably picking in the top 5 next year. And that's what these guys want to do.
Yeah. I mean, congrats to them.
Listen, that's what they want.
I know you're like telling it like, of course they want to do that. It doesn't mean that that's the case. I want to host the Tonight Show. It's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, listen, you don't
like what?
I don't
like
think
who cares
you have,
that Malik Willis wants that?
I don't think you
who cares
have,
that Brissett
I don't
wants
think you
that?
have the
They're
ability,
not going to be good enough.
I don't think you have the ability to laugh at your own jokes enough to host the Tonight Show.
To be that corny?
Yeah, I think
like Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, I think you're more.
You don't think I'd be able to pull that off?
No, I don't think so. I think you're more. Unfortunately, you're more of a deadpan.
Too dry,
and that slot, unfortunately, has been
eliminated?
Axed, yeah.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. All right, so we got our first 2 teams into camp. We continue to preview the football season here on the show with a segment we like to call the Summer of Football.
I proclaim this the Summer of Football! What the hell's going on out here? We're going to be here all day, baby! I like this kind of party.
Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
Westwood One, your home for the NFL, including the Hall of Fame game, which you can hear August 6th on Westwood One Sports. That's right. We count down the days to the start of the NFL season. Abdalla, today we are 49 days away from the start of the NFL season. That's right, 49 days away from the start of the season.
Matriculating our way through the summer in the 40s. The 40s.
Today, I want to take a look at this. On ESPN.com, they have an article up ranking the NFL teams under 25 off of their talent. So if you look at the teams in the NFL, who are the best teams in the NFL with young talent? And I think there's definitely a couple teams that pop to mind. I'm going to give you the top 5. Here are the top 5 teams on the ranking. Young talent in the NFL who are the best teams as you set up for the future. Now, think about this. Like some of the teams are competing for Super Bowl, for the Super Bowl this upcoming season, right? A little bit older, mature, veteran-led teams. So here we go. Here's the list. Top 5 best teams under 25 talent heading into this season. Number 5, Tennessee, which is interesting because you and I have pointed out that this is possibly a sleeper surprise pick to win the AFC South.
Yeah, and I think that, look, while we're going through these teams here, you're going to notice a theme. The theme is going to be that their main player that is under 25 or under, is going to be their quarterback. And so when you look at their main players that are under 25 for Tennessee, it's Carnell Tate and Cam Ward. It's their two guys, their blue chip players listed here, Cam Ward, Carnell Tate. Those guys, they're going to be able to grow together. Carnell Tate just drafted this year, Cam Ward last year. We talked about it a little bit ago. Cam Ward has a chance to be one of the breakout players this year, just like Drake May and Caleb Williams were breakout players last season. Cam Ward's got a chance to take that next step with Brian Daboll as his offensive coordinator this year.
Number 4, the Cleveland Browns come in on this list. Top teams, talent under 25 years old. Cleveland at 4.
This is the exception. This is the one. This is this thing is not like the others. The one out of the 5 that doesn't have the quarterback involved, but they've got an offensive tackle in Spencer Fano, defensive tackle Mason Graham, linebacker Carson Schwessinger, and tight end Harold Fannin Jr. These guys are your core. You just need to add a quarterback. You add a quarterback to this next offseason, this is a great young core that is you just add a they have the ammo to move up even if they're not in the top 5. They can get into the top 5. You get in there, you get a quarterback, this roster's set.
Yeah, pretty car. You just need an engine.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
That's fine. You can find that.
Top NFL talented teams under 25. It's from ESPN.com. Number 3 on the list, the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, the blue chip players, obvious here. Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze taken in the same draft. And then last year, Colston Loveland, a breakout tight end. Pro Football Focus ranked him in the top 5 of tight ends. And I think he's only going to get better this year with more playing time with Caleb Williams in the offseason, them getting familiar with each other even more. So I think that this young core of offense is even better. They just need to get better on defense.
Number 2 on the list. This surprised me. The Houston Texans.
Well, C.J. Stroud is still young. C.J. Stroud is still considered one of their players that are under 25. And then this defense, Will Anderson is still under. Kamari Lassiter, their corner, is still great. He's under. And then one of their offensive tackles, Ursary, is still under. So they've still got a lot of players besides C.J. Stroud. And if C.J. Stroud can get back to rookie form this year, he'll be considered one of these blue chip players that can get them. I mean, they went deep into the playoffs last year because of this team.
And the number 1 team, talent under 25 years old in this upcoming season for ESPN.com, this is who they've ranked. The New England Patriots are the number 1 team.
Well, that's not surprising. I mean, look, Drake May was a few votes shy of getting MVP last season. And he is the same draft class as Caleb Williams. You've got Will Campbell, the offensive tackle. You've got Christian Gonzalez on defense. This team is stacked for the future. We know how the receiving core that Drake May was dealing with. They add A.J. Brown. This team is set for the future. That's why. I mean, they were ranked number 7 last year in this poll. They move up to number 1. It's not surprising just because last year Drake May was an unknown. Now he was a breakout player last year. It's not surprised that they move up to number 1.
So that's the list from ESPN.com. Top teams in the NFL as far as talent goes under the age of 25. Scrolling through the list, a couple notable items. Seattle is at 8, Super Bowl defending champions, so that's notable. As you scroll to the very bottom of the list, you find teams like Pittsburgh at 28, Buffalo at 29, Green Bay at 30, Denver 31, and the Rams at 32. The Rams being at 32 should not surprise anyone. They mortgage their future every single year to go trade for established star players. So the fact that their team isn't made up of young players who are studs under the age of 25, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It does live in this world where it's win or bust situation. Like there is no other solution. You're not building for the future as the Los Angeles Rams. So those are the teams at the bottom. The Rams, the Broncos, the Packers, the Bills, and the Steelers. All teams that are trying to get to the Super Bowl conversation.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is the big jumps that teams take. Like the Lions went from 6 last year to 23, all because Sam Laporta, Penei Sewell, and Jamison Williams turned 25. Yeah. They age a year, and all of a sudden they go from a top 10 team, almost a top 5 team, down all the way to 23.
You have to draft well every single year to be one of those teams that's always in the mix for something like this.
The opposite, a team like the Jets go from 28 last year all the way up to 7 because they add David Bailey and Armand Membo in the draft.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. So there you go. There's the Summer of Football, day 49. as we count down to the start of the NFL season.
There.
Seahawks, Patriots, the opener from Seattle. Can't wait for that. And you can listen to every major game throughout the NFL season on Westwood One Sports.
Some say that we're on the back nine now of this.
Oh,
list.
Of this. I thought you meant of life. And I was like, geez. All right.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we're in
that's
our,
one way to
we're 41, so yeah, probably. I mean,
Oh, are you living to 100?
I mean,
you're taking it to the limit?
I mean, why not? Maybe. We'll see.
All right.
I drink water.
I drink water.
Isn't that what they say now? Drink water.
I drink
I saw something that said drink 5 cups of coffee a day. That seems a lot. That seems like a lot of coffee.
I was pleased to see that story yesterday.
That seems like a lot of coffee.
5 cups of coffee
is a lot of coffee, man.
I feel like you would be shaking from
like
that much caffeine.
Two, maybe 2.
I usually go with 1.
I get like 1.5.
Every day. It's the best part of the day.
Yeah.
The morning coffee. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
But 5? That's a lot of coffee.
5's a lot. Man, 5 means you're not drinking other things, like water.
Yeah, but there's water in coffee.
Yeah, but coffee dehydrates you.
Yeah, but there's water there.
No, it sucks the water out.
Yeah, I saw that story yesterday, and I thought that was interesting. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Raj would like to avert our attention to the YouTube channel. If you go to our live stream, Bleck and Abdalla Show on YouTube, you can view the show as well. And Raj says that he has put together some AI slop that Bleck and Abdalla here, I speak for you. We are against the AI slop.
Yeah, please do.
But there you go. Raj has put together a CBS promo for a sitcom this fall, 2 guys and a man. But I thought it was 2 little guys.
I thought it was 2 little guys and a man.
2 little guys and a man.
You gotta go short with these titles, guys. They get cropped off, in your guide when you're flipping through. You got to keep it, just quick.
Did the chatbot get confused? It just couldn't handle.
The chatbot did come up with the tagline, though, for our show, where pizza, friends, and chaos come together, coming this fall on CBS.
Oh, yes. Well, there you go.
The name of our pizza place is B&A Pizza. Hot pizza, good people.
Hot pizza, good people. Slices, not problems. I'm trying to read all the garbage in the background.
There's a sign that says, eat pizza, watch TV, repeat. This is terrible.
Yeah, this is awful.
This is awful.
This is why I'm not worried about the machine.
This is a great show, guys.
Taking over.
Thanks to the texter for the idea. Let's get it pitched off to the network.
Oh, do you see the neon sign? Slices, not problems.
Yeah. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Can't you hear Romo and Nance doing the promo for this? They're coming back midway through the third quarter. The Dolphins are playing the Jaguars, and boom, we get the promo.
Can't wait to watch. Jim. All new on CBS.
I like how on our aprons it put owner on mine and employee on yours.
Well, it's true. It's true. We're just the little guys working in the pizza shop.
That's not necessary.
Yeah. Raj is the owner. Look at the picture. This nice smiling photo from Raj. That's an owner smile.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
With 2 great employees.
And I are cleaning the bathrooms in the back.
I think Abdalla's the delivery
guy. Hung out
guy.
at the pizza place and just kind of loitered.
No. They did that in the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
Seinfeld.
No.
I think Abdalla's the delivery guy on a bicycle. I like to envision him on a bicycle delivering pizzas.
I delivered pizzas back in the day.
On a bicycle?
No, I was in a car.
See, it's more fun when it's on a bicycle.
Didn't you trade pizzas for weed?
No, I was tipped in various things.
In marijuana?
And beer sometimes.
You didn't put that on your job application. I'm not sure if you can work at B&A Pizza now.
Wow. Listen, when people don't have cash to tip, this is back in the day when people tipped in cash and not and didn't tip on the app when you didn't order on an app. You ordered, you tipped in cash.
You had the tip in
people didn't have cash, and you'd deliver to a party and people didn't have cash, and they would just be like, "Here's a couple beers, here's some weed."
So it's not.
How did you share your tips?
Yeah.
You don't as a delivery driver.
No, you're on your own.
You keep all your tips as a delivery driver.
That's good.
Yeah, you're on your own. All right. Not that I watch these films, but were you ever propositioned?
No, that was always the goal. You would hope to, yeah. That was always the goal.
Hi, I'm here with your sausage pizza.
You would always hope to maybe, and then a nanny or something.
Yeah. That's the dream.
Yeah, that was the dream.
That's the dream.
That was the dream.
Not that I watched those movies.
18 or 19-year-old. Yeah,
that scene does not make it on the show, guys. Not CBS friendly.
Mom or something.
Yeah, it's the stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, that was the dream. Yeah,
she's maybe looking for a little extra large pepperoni pizza in the afternoon.
I wouldn't say it's extra large, but
the pizza that is.
Yeah, the pizza maybe. Yeah.
All right, moving on.
I'm just wondering. You were a delivery guy. I'm just wondering if it ever.
I wish.
If it ever came up.
Yeah, trust me, I took a lot of day shifts.
All right, Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Will the college football playoff expand beyond what it is right now? Would that ruin the sport? I think it would. We'll talk about that coming up next. When you speed while driving, you have less time to react to whatever comes across your path. A sharp turn could take you by surprise, causing you to veer off the road. Another car could turn out in front of you, leading to a fender bender.
A truck could brake, suddenly injuring you and the other driver. A cyclist could enter the road, and your impact could send them to the hospital. A pedestrian could be walking their dog, and your foot on the gas might lead to a tragedy.
You may not think that any of these things could happen to you, but you won't see them until they happen. When you're speeding, you don't have time to course correct. You don't have time to stop.
And it only takes an instant for disaster to strike. The speed limit isn't just there to protect you. It's there to protect your passengers, other drivers, cyclists, pedestrians, and everyone sharing the road.
So slow down, obey the law, and help keep everyone around you safe.
Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
It's a big week for NFL fans. Training camps are kicking off. The Panthers and Cardinals get things started today. Then it's the Pats, Seahawks, and Bucks on Friday, followed by the Rams and Niners on Saturday. The pigskin is flying, and we're here for it. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
1-loss teams, and you had 1 undefeated team, 2 1-loss teams, and like 3 2-loss teams, and you're like, we got to prove, and you can say, well, they beat this team, and they had a non-conference game against Clemson, and this team had a non-conference game against Ohio. That get a couple $1 million to come in and take their ass kickings and then go home. And the SEC schedules one more than everybody else, and it's changing in, I think it's in a year. They're changing that, and they'll play the extra conference game like everybody else, and then they'll be even.
Yeah.
But the point is that you don't have to do that anymore because coaches and schools know there's no point to it. What's the point in Alabama or Ohio State scheduling a non-conference game with a Big 12 school? If it's not going to mean anything, they might as well just schedule a directional school and get a win.
If there's no benefit to the strength of schedule, because a team like Ohio State, how often do they ever lose 5 or 4 games? They don't.
They don't.
So, like, they don't have to, they're going to be above the cut line every single year without even having to try.
So why schedule what could be an extra loss when you know you might lose to Michigan and that could be it? Why schedule the extra loss when you could just be a 1-loss team and you know you're getting in, you don't have to worry about anything?
And I understand that we are talking into the abyss right now, because no matter how loud we get about it and how you get upset over this, the people at the top and the TV networks, they don't care what we think.
Mm-hmm.
They just want more events that they can place on TV to charge a higher price for the entertainment.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's coming.
And to the different streaming services and the television partners. That's all that this is. You know, like, for example, if we look at last year's final standings for the AP and the top 25 poll. So the AP top 25. If you say 24 teams are going to get into the college football playoff, like, yeah, okay, occasionally you might get a team that's from a smaller school that gets to participate. That's cool. It's fun to see, right? James Madison, they were that team last year. How'd that go in the playoff?
Exactly.
Did not go well.
No.
The darlings of the tournament in March are not the same as the smaller schools in college football. And yeah, I save it. I get it. Boise State had that one game, that magical game with the Statue of Liberty play that they called, right? Like, that was cool against Oklahoma back in the day, long time ago. Like, if you ever see clips of that game now, like, it wasn't even in HD television. That's how long ago that game took place. But what we would be debating then is TCU being 9-4.
Mm-hmm.
Do they get into the playoff? Are they a team that should get in over a 9-4 Michigan squad or a 9-4 USC team?
No.
I'll raise my hand. I'm a USC fan. They were not good enough last year to be in the playoff.
Mm-mm.
They should not be in the playoff. Losing 4 games at USC does not, you should not qualify to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. It is.
Yeah.
It's lowering the standards. It's just, it is not something that I think any college football fan wants.
I mean, stop me when you find a school that's like a school that is out of the ordinary. Indiana, Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, Florida State, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, LSU, Florida, Texas, Auburn, USC, LSU, Ohio State, Miami, Oklahoma. I'm to the year 2000 now.
Yeah, those
Florida
are all the
State,
national
Tennessee.
title winners
Yes.
for the last 25 years.
Yeah, you're not getting a pop-up championship.
No.
Like Indiana,
I think
is the weirdest one.
I think outside of Indiana, you have to go back to, I believe it's 1990 when Georgia Tech won a share of the national title.
Yeah.
It was Georgia Tech and Colorado that shared it.
Uh-huh.
I think that's how far back you have to go to find a school that's not one of the traditional powers. So yes, Indiana last year, and then you have to go all the way back to 1990 to find two schools that are not necessarily traditional powers that split the national title.
Mm-hmm. But Indiana was also the best team all year.
Yeah.
Indiana wasn't a fluke that came in as like a 12 seed and then won the whole thing. Indiana was the best team all year.
Well, and you can make that argument for those teams as well in 1990 because it was based off record back then. It wasn't a bracket playoff. So, that's the latest coming out of SEC Media Days is that you have the conversation around a college football playoff. You also have the conversation around whether or not the SEC could pull away from the rest of college football. And it's an interesting conversation. You can join that conversation at 310-840-4910 here on Bleck Abdalla on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Hey, Abdalla, do you have any, let's see here, going through my notes, scrolling. Do you have any zoo news?
Oh, Chris, I always have
zoo news.
Well, hello, Mr. Lion. Here's the latest edition of the Zoo News.
What do you have there?
Well, Chris, it's a special week, so I have two pieces of zoo news here for you.
Look at us.
Two pieces of zoo news. Well, the first one is not a piece of zoo news, but let us celebrate. It is National Zookeeper Week. Let us shout out to all of our zookeepers that listen to the Bleck Abdalla program across this great nation.
Yes, of course.
It is the third week of July, so shout out to national zookeepers around the country. They do all the hard work. They clean all the cages. They feed all the animals. They keep them healthy. They keep them safe. And also, if an animal gets out, they'll put it down if they need to, and make sure that animal's safe and that more.
Put it down.
Well,
no,
I mean not put it down,
put
but
it out.
Put it out and make sure.
Put it down.
Make sure that all the humans around and all the zoo people that are going to the zoo, all the patrons are safe. So shout out to zookeepers around the country. It is National Zookeeper Week, so shout out. So, also,
second story.
Suspect arrested after incident at Louisiana Purchase Gardens and Zoo. Let's go to Monroe, Louisiana. The Monroe Police Department announced that they have made an arrest following an incident at where else? The zoo. Police said 36-year-old Keon Phoenix was taken into custody and arrested on Saturday after driving through the gates of the bison exhibit at the Louisiana Purchase Gardens and Zoo. According to the police, Phoenix faces the following charges, including attempted hit and run, resisting an officer, and simple assault. Police also noted that impairment is believed to be a factor, and additional charges are pending the results of the lab. No animals escaped or left the zoo property of the incident, and it was at night, so there were no patrons at the zoo. No humans were harmed, and since no bison escaped, there were no animals on the loose, and no one was at risk. The animals were moved, the habitat was repaired, and all's well that ends well.
Okay, all right.
And that, Chris,
is
what's new.
Yes, at the
zoo.
Yeah.
That's what is new at the zoo.
Now, you said the bison exhibit?
Yeah, the bison exhibit.
Now, is this the same? Because it was a bison that flipped that old guy out at Yosemite, right?
Maybe this guy was trying to get revenge.
Could you remember that video from last week?
Yeah.
I saw a video of him in the hospital bed talking about the incident.
Well, he
seemed like he was in good spirits for getting flipped 8 feet in the air by a bison.
The Bucks used it as like a promotional tool, like we're flipping out about the return to football, and then they had to take it down. It's like, come on, guys. Can't we have a sense of humor?
That's great. Oh, speaking of that, we were mentioning earlier today on the show about the Miami Heat and the posting of the live stream. That was too early. I think it was the Winnipeg Jets of the NHL that posted a LeBron James press conference live stream to their YouTube page.
That's funny.
So they get it.
That's funny.
See, there you go.
They get it.
Everyone in the NBA should be doing that today.
That's funny.
Posting for like 5 minutes a LeBron James press conference and then taking it down. I think that would be great.
I like it.
But yeah, I think it was Winnipeg.
That's good.
I think Winnipeg posted that earlier. I saw it earlier, and I thought to mention it to you, but then I forgot about it. So it's either Winnipeg or Montreal. I think it was Winnipeg. But in the NHL, they had the full post. It was like LeBron James press conference. It was a picture of LeBron in a sweater.
That's funny.
Like he was going to play hockey.
That's good.
Like, that's great.
Yeah, everybody do that. Baseball team should do it.
Yeah, everyone should get on board.
Get an NFL team to do it.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. The ratings are out from the World Cup final. They are crazy, crazy numbers. I want to ask you coming up next, what does it mean for soccer in the U.S. moving forward? 66 million people watch. We'll talk about that next.
Preseason games start in just a few weeks, kicking off with the Hall of Fame game from Canton, Panthers, Cardinals, and we've got the game from your home of the NFL, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Check out our podcast on Apple and Spotify. Also, you can watch the show each and every day on our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. New content posted daily right there on YouTube, Bleck and Abdalla Show. Thank you to Raj and Roy for producing today's show. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up in 13 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. The numbers are out from the World Cup final, the TV numbers, on how many people watched the final. Spain beat Argentina 1-0 in the final to win the World Cup. Fox announced yesterday that almost 40 million people watched the English language broadcast of the World Cup final. There was also another 20 million people that watched the Spanish broadcast on Telemundo. So in total, over 60 million people watched the World Cup final. Now, in comparison, what does that mean? Well, that's more than the AFC, NFC championship games. That's more than every World Series game, every NBA Finals game ever, by the way. It's not just like this year. No NBA Finals game or World Series game has ever gotten over like 30 mil. So it's almost double what we saw in the World Cup final on Sunday. Now, you and I here on the show, Bleck and Abdalla, like you and I are soccer fans, so we watch soccer and we've covered it throughout the World Cup, and that's kind of like what it is. Like we were able to talk about it because it was happening here and now, and people were into it. Then we put it to the side, and it'll just sit there for a couple of years before we can bring it back out again here on the show. I get it. It's not for everyone. With that said, that's an astonishing number, 60 million people, because I think the only things that have passed 60 million views of live television in like the last 40 years are Super Bowls, political debates, and the 94 Winter Olympics, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago. The reason that's notable is weeks before the Winter Olympics took place was the Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan situation. That scandal that took place that then vaulted up people paying attention to those Winter Olympics in 94. Outside of that, you only have Super Bowls where that many people consumed one thing at the same time. What does that mean?
Well, I think it can go into a lot of things. I think it goes back to the conversation we've had throughout the tournament that Americans like competition at the highest form. And when you get to the final, you're supposed to have competition of the highest form. Spain took out France. Everybody believed that France was the best team in the tournament. When we realized, Spain might actually be the best team in this tournament. They only gave up one goal the entire tournament. That's a new record and they played an extra game. They've got a bunch of stars. Yamin Lamal is only 19 years old. Like he's a young phenom. So, and then you also have Argentina, who's come from behind and had the most exciting games in the tournament. There was, some controversy surrounding them throughout their matches going into this, which adds to it as well. And then, of course, you have the greatest soccer player of all time that you're watching, which is probably his last World Cup game. Like, he's 39 years old. Is he going to play when he's 43 years old? Probably. He could, but I would say odds maybe not. I would say there's probably a 70% chance that he doesn't. So you could be watching his last game.
What about final 15 minutes of a match off the bench?
Maybe.
Super sub?
But you could be watching his last chance at a trophy. And so I think all of that intrigue goes into it, but I think the most important thing is you're watching high leverage competition at its finest on the global stage on a Sunday afternoon when there's nothing else going on.
Okay, so
like if this had been on in November on a Sunday in the middle of a playoff hunt for the NFL, you're not getting 60 million people to watch. But because it's in the summer and there's nothing else going on, you're getting people to stop and watch for sure.
So, I mean, we're into it. Raj, who produces the show every day, is not a soccer fan. And you went along with the ride and you consumed some of this stuff and some of the stories along with the world. I mean, I don't know, Raj, if there's like a larger topic to pull out of this saying that Americans are now into soccer. But I do think that it does mean something that many people watched on Sunday.
I believe Americans are into events. And when you can create an event that everybody can get into, they will tune in and follow along. And I think this became an event. And I think the soccer and the best players in the world were part of that. I don't think they were the only thing. I think the fact that the games were played in America at stadiums that they were used to was part of the event. I think that people who aren't even sports fans, like my family, that were seeing videos on TikTok of international fans being blown away at like unlimited refills and ranch dressing. I think Freddie, our friend Freddie, I think all those things piled into making this an event. We have no idea. Pablo Torre has not found out yet that Freddie is not real. So for now, let me allow me to like have this one thing that we all like. That, you know, we want to believe this guy just had this fun experience here. Anyhow, I think all that contributed into an event, and that was the culmination of the event, compounded by all the stuff Abdalla just said, that there was nothing else on. It was the perfect time of the day, on a perfect day to do it. In my opinion, that's what happened. It was the culmination of a great event. We like coming together for events.
Raj, we only have a minute left before we hand it off to Jim Rome, but I guess from your perspective of a non-soccer fan, do you think Americans are now more into soccer than they were before the World Cup?
At large, no. You may have picked up a couple new fans of the game, like a couple, but I think at large, no. I think it was an event.
Yeah, and I agree with Raj there, because I get it. You and I are into it. Yeah. Not everyone's into it. We watch throughout the fall and winter and spring. We watch the EPL, so we enjoy it. But I understand that. I think Raj is onto it. Like, it was an event. It's a spectacle. It's in a place that we are all familiar with, right? We're familiar with MetLife. It's kind of cool. They had real grass, right? Bieber was out there for the halftime show with his acoustic.
Tom Cruise.
I'm ready. Should I go for it?
I mean, okay, Biebs. I don't know. I don't. It's impressive. I'll give them that. I don't know if it means anything larger, like we're now becoming a soccer nation. I don't think that's the case.
No, but I don't need us to be I'm a soccer fan. People can watch, they don't watch. I'm going to watch. You watch whatever you want to watch. I don't need you watching it.
Yes, thank you.
Well, like, I'm not some champion of soccer. Like, be like, people need to watch more soccer.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. It's not something you need to force on people. 60 million people watch. That's a lot of people. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Jim Rome's next.
This is Westwood One Sports.